Hello again. Welcome back to some more Songs of Six, because I cannot stop playing Songs of Six. So we're going to be starting a new save today. And to be fair, I will have more bonuses than in my previous few games. Faction name, Bingus. Ruler name, Benny. Bingus. Perhaps let's draw a penis in honor of the Fallen. Whilst playing Rust with some folks recently, I managed to get my my Twitch account temp banned by drawing too realistic. I'm gonna have to hang on. Sorry, I'm gonna have to shorten this penis a bit. Nobody wants to hear, except my wife. Am I right? Yeah, we can say it's a mushroom if you want, but we all know the truth. I'm gonna go ahead and save that as default. So yeah, what I will say is I unlocked some new bonuses on this last playthrough because I did quite a lot of fun new things whilst playing as the elves. I think we're gonna take the artisan because that's just banging, mate. Which, honestly, this whole thing is kind of making me want to play, like, a Dondorian run or something, but I already set the title and thumbnail for this stream as bugs, so it's got to be bugs. Go ahead and make the latitude of the map a bit more southern. I don't know if this helps. So the bugs like to live in hot climates, which is indicated by this kind of darker color of vegetation. So I've always assumed that if I set the latitude more southern, then I will get more of that territory, but it doesn't really seem that way ever. So, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be here for a minute, or 2, or 5, or 10, trying to generate a friendly map for us, which would, I think, preferably mean not an enormous ocean in the south of the map. Man, if this weren't so cut off, I would really like this peninsula here, but being completely disconnected is really rough very quickly. And whilst I don't think it's completely necessary, you do in theory want access to a load of mountain and caves whilst playing as Garthimi. The flavor text and, the information page would sort of have you believe they want to live in mountains, but they'll be just as happy in buildings made of stone, so... Oh, I can actually change the setting. If I go all the way southern, does it actually make any difference? Okay, yeah, the warm terrain is actually much further up here. Some more just general player information on this screen would be really good. You're kind of just supposed to figure it out based on species preference. Like if you're playing as Dondorians and you go up in the cold mountains, you're going to be surrounded by Dondorians. But for a species like the Garthimi or the Amevians, the fish, the crocodile people, it's much tougher to find that spot. This is an incredibly defensive spot here. Wow, you just have this mountain path all the way down here. Mountain pass, rather. This would be a pretty solid spot, to be honest. Look at those resource values. Holy crap. But it's temperate, not hot. I can change that. Look at that. It's warm, just like that. It's a bit of a heat trap, this mountain valley. This seems like a pretty good spot. A lot of the map is going to be that river, but I think I'm going to go for this. I don't have the open ocean that I kind of wanted, but it's fine. I'll make up for it. Let's see what we get here then. So now it'll generate all of our neighbours. And we have elves. Hey, there's some Garthimi next to us. Okay, yeah, we've got some Garthimi neighbours. Oh, we've got loads of Garthimi neighbours. This is what I don't understand when it's like, you will have few of your own kind around, and then there's 4 of the 5 civilizations surrounding us at Garthimi. One of them's very big. Aethusa. Kind of going to end up blocking us in, to be honest. But I mean, if I were able to just kind of grab all of this terrain in here, that would be a pretty good little civilization, to be honest. And we are just nestled in here, inside of Laumedea and Soz. Okay, yeah, let's go for that. Oh, dearie me, here we go again. So, if some of you are big-time Songs of Six nerds... Ooh, this is a really cool generation, actually. I do kind of want to hear about it, within reason. Like, I really feel like my last few runs have failed by my own hand, and I think it's because of things that I'm kind of skipping over in the early game, or like, getting the balance of certain things wrong. So, do we have no, the stone deposits are all down here. Kind of annoying that it's all split up like this. Stone and gem deposits down here, big ore deposit up here. I think I'm going to pop the throne room down here, by the way, because there's all this rich soil. The stone here, yeah, I think I'm going to put it like here. Actually, maybe up here. Yeah, I think I'm going to drop it down here. Okay, so build a couple of houses, get a woodcutter, gather some stone, start the bolter crawler breeding. What does the soil moisture look like? It's pretty wet. Huh, there's just some random sand patches there. Interesting. Oh good, I've built right on top of one. Huh. Obviously I can just use canals to bring the moisture in, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, yeah, let's just build some houses. Wait, didn't I hotkey that? I did hotkey that. Steadily getting more hotkeys assigned as I play. Build your homes so you don't die of exposure. I'm just going to go ahead and set the auto approved to 200. Could just build a bolter crawler breeder straight away. I genuinely might set a hotkey to moisture. Oh, minimap is now without a hotkey. That might be fine though, to be honest. I never opened the minimap with M. Also, minimap? Honestly, I may not have even realized this was something I could do. Oh, yeah, I always just do that by zooming out, so that's fine. One of the other weird things that I kind of deal with on my last few saves, or have been dealing with, is realizing what exactly roundness is in Songs of Six. It's very weird. It doesn't seem super logical to me. Also, I can't really do it with the bolter crawler breeders because they have to be thick enough. I suppose I can make them sort of, or at least this one, vaguely ovoid in nature. Yeah, that really doesn't feel super efficient, but whatever, we're going with it. I'm just going to make this a mud hut. Am I watching guides and stuff? No, I've been completely blind so far. Disturbingly blind. I've googled one or two things when it's been some like completely mechanical question. Like one of the things I was really desperately trying to figure out was what does it mean when it says I will be isolated, or what does it mean when it says I won't have many of my own species nearby? And I honestly didn't really get any answers, so you know. But yeah, I've just been learning by doing multiple playthroughs and suffering. Pretty much. Alright, we should probably start farming and such straight away. Set up a hunter. I'll make it relatively large. I'll do it over here. No, I'll do it close. So another thing about the garthimi is that they don't like to have a lot of space. They like it cramped. Oh god, this is just like it's just like the RimWorld hydroponics. It happens every time. It's an efficient shape, damn it. If you're designing things in circles, unfortunately it works. I don't think I left enough space for utilities though. Huh? Oh yeah, so it is. This is another bug run, yes. What kind of music do I typically listen to? This is extremely varied. Oh, I'm just realizing now this would be slightly more expensive without a support pillar. Oh, how incredibly annoying. Doesn't this cripple your PC with all the stuff going on? Later on, yeah. In a very Dwarf Fortress way it does, kind of. Not cripple your PC, but like, when I get to like 6,000 population, the like 4 times speed mode no longer goes any faster than the 3 times speed, you know? It's not quote-unquote crippling my PC, but it's also clearly not able to run its simulation at the intended higher speed. I don't like this. Is that going to be... yeah, that is going to cause insulation problems. I'm just building all of these out of mud right now. Because I can. We've still got food, right? Yeah. I'm just going to drop in a save as well, just so that I've got one. Is it going to get cold here? I don't think so. So the bug people worship a minion and Schmalor. And I don't think they hate each other, right? No, they're chill with each other. So I can relatively safely build some shrines, I believe. After we go and grab some stone, that is. Just grab all that and store it in here. So let's store meat, veggies, fruit. We'll want to get clay pretty quickly. Nearest is this stuff over here, I think. Equidistant, I guess. Do garthimi care particularly for veg versus... I think they hate all equally, right? So I'm just going to grow them both. Only 80% moist? Come on, what are we doing? Was it 45 by 15? It was 12, okay. Fruit. And grain. And I just cancelled out of that one by accident. Very good. We take on Norland. Rutabaga. It seemed fun enough, but they wouldn't stop saying rutabaga, and it really annoyed me. No, I don't know. It didn't grab me. It was okay. Kind of just fell off it after a couple of hours. Any burial yet? I'm going to dig a mass grave over here. Select some veggies and such to forage. Actually, I think I'm just going to end up buying in the kind of seed crop that I need. Oh, beans. Okay, my bad. I forgot that I need a carpenter before I can make a hunter. I can tell them to go and hunt manually, so it's not like we're going to immediately starve or anything. How many is that? 13. I don't think I got this right somehow. Oh, it's because it's like that. It's really hard to see this under the... There we go. Casual digs mass grave. Look, man. You have to research proper graveyards. So until you do, it's mass graves. I should be able to fill out all the efficiency pretty easily on this one. Oh yeah, there's all this space here. God. I needn't have even bothered trying to make it look good. Well, actually, easy mate. And then we go door, 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 and door. Apparently there's still some additional cost here, despite none of the tiles showing as yellow. I don't know why that is, but whatever. Also, that's a really quite large carpenter. That's going to take a hot minute to make. I might need to fell some trees for it. See, I think that my early game is very bad, and it feeds into my middle game being very bad, and that feeds into my late game not existing. It's the foundation beneath the building. Oh, because I'm building it on sand, right? And just to check, there's nothing I can do about that, right? Other than just, eat the cost. Find tougher ground with it. Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing I can do to change that. So what? I don't really understand. Again, this little spur of building here produces this area of roundness, but not this one. But not this one. Why is that? Who can say? It's because it's kind of not in the middle of the building, but what does that really mean? Why does that have that effect? Who can say? Who can say? I think I should whip my bugs harder so they build this carpenter, because yeah, they've eaten all their food, so let me just go ahead and tell them to hunt the local wildlife, and also quickly build a food stall, which I'm going to make quite big. I'm not even sure why. I can sometimes fill the space without issue and sometimes not. Actually would like to know as well whether or not food stalls contribute to the space thing here, because the garthimi don't like having space. Like, it makes their environment worse if it's spacious. You see, this is disliked by your plebeians. So if they are spending time in cramped areas, they will be happier. Let's build some benches for them to sit their little bums on. Their little chitinous bums. Do I already have an idea of the overall shape? No, that's kind of the problem. But I don't know, it feels hard to plan. I mean, I know that I have these fertile grounds here that I'm going to want to use for growing, at least initially. And, I know where all my various resources are. So my general vibe is that people live in the middle, industries live on the outside, bada bing, bada boom, everybody's happy. Of course, that's not necessarily how it always goes. And I've typically tried, because the garthimi are literally bug people, I have generally tried to make it have a kind of hive feeling. So I suspect to the detriment of the city's efficiency in almost all cases. I need to build a lavatory as well, which is a disgusting building that makes pooping sounds. It's awful. Yeah, you end up ripping quite a bit of stuff down as you start to take in. Also, I'm going to switch to building stone buildings from now, I think. Even though I don't actually have a sustainable source of stone yet. It's fine, don't worry about it. Did I build this weird? Oh yeah, I see what I've done. Am I going to do anything about it though? I don't think so. Slightly smaller toilet blocks there so I can fit basins here. Will that do it? 96% basins. So we've reached 96% basins. Please, sir, you must find another 1% basins. Oh, I can turn that around. There we go. So yeah, because the foundation is ass, there's like a 3% additional cost, which I think adds up quite badly later on to your like overall maintenance costs. It kind of might not seem like a huge problem, but it can definitely become one. There is a mod to get rid of the sound. Oh man, I should download that, because yeah, it's just too much. It's too frequent, it's too loud, and it's like legitimately realistic shitting sounds. I don't need... I'm hovering over my beautiful city and then just hearing like the same sounds that I will hear in like a Walmart bathroom. I'm glad that they're getting their release, but I don't need to hear it like that. Alright, churning away at furniture, making a mighty 11 furniture per day. Wow. Can increase that amount now that we've actually attracted some more people. Or bug people. We're going to want to get clay, is what I was trying to say. We're going to want to get clay on the go pretty soon so that I can start building humidifiers. So far I've managed to make everything here round, which the bugs like. Yes, very good. Alright, there we go. 75 population. Gives us access to laboratories and some innovation to use. We started the game with some administration because of one of my titles. There's not much I can do with that right now, though. I don't know what I'll use that innovation on. Quite possibly Alter-crawler breeding or more likely hunter efficiency, actually. Alright, the great nation of Sauce has gifted us 350 tools that we're not going to be able to use, and now I have to build somewhere to store. Alright, I'm going to try and think about this before I do it, okay? So, again, I feel like my distribution and like warehousing in my last save was a really, really big problem. So our like metalworking is probably going to be up here. So I'm going to build a warehouse up here that will have tools in it, and I'll, set it up to store. Our subject has become sick. Great. That's another thing that later game, oh my god, health. Ugh. Oh, I should have built that with stone walls. Do the next one. Or I could actually just replace those walls. So you can turn on replace there and go. Boop, boop, boop. Because that's the other thing the Garthimis like, is to live either in caves or at the very least with stone walls. As for the doors, I don't know whether I have to dismantle it first. I don't appear to be able to replace doorways. So what I will say is now, I believe this building technically has a mud ceiling, but stone walls. I don't know if that affects the building type in the environment tab. So yeah, I don't know. But we are in need of homes. Let's start building our houses of stone and thinking about where they go. Probably just generally in this like core area wherever there's not rich soil. And we can just start making these big old blocks of housing. Okay, let's go like this. I'm going to end up suspending some of these. And I'm leaving a gap of 3 in between these rows so that I can fill it with like humidifiers and such. Alright, and then I'm just going to suspend these outer 2 for now. You can use the tool to highlight the whole building like you would a road type. Really? So if I went like structures, stone ceiling? Oh, convert existing structures. Ah, very good, thank you. Do they have to go and do that, or did it just happen? I don't think it just happened. Did I even actually confirm that? Apparently I did. It just happens. Crazy shit. It's free. It's literally free. Right, so these roads aren't going to remain. I'm just kind of using them as planning because they should get built very quickly. But once we get some clay, we'll obviously do bug roads. They have their own roads. No big deal. So in between these houses, or rather, what I'll probably end up doing is maybe even going over in this direction here off to the left. You just have these big old rows of longhouses, and then you have all of your like service buildings in between them. I feel like that's the best way to get the most out of them. a hunter is active, so that is producing 76 food a day, which is not enough. So let's pay the fairly heavy cost to upgrade that, but it gives you a lot per upgrade, so 156 per day now. Lamadea, thank you for the swords, I appreciate it, I guess. Yeah, so let's set this warehouse up for metal, tools. Obviously we're not making any of this yet, but you get the point. Since they're the bugs, can you make it honeycomb shaped? If I wanted to hate my life, yeah. Is the in-game tutorial any good? You know, I actually have no idea. I don't think I've ever done it. Right, let's take a look at what we're doing here. So obviously we need humidifiers. We need to just stack up a load of meat, which I'm assuming we can do now. Yeah, we're making more than we eat right now. There is a food option, a food menu here, yeah. Dina's just laying opposite me on the other side of the room, staring at me through the gap in my monitors. Oh, now she's coming over because I talked about her. My learning experience with 6 has just been repeatedly failing. It's been a dwarf fortress losing is fun type experience. Except losing is not always fun, sometimes it's extremely hateful. I should probably get some import depots and get these farms started, shouldn't I? This is also something I didn't do very well in my last save, is my kind of like import and export was really bad. I didn't have a proper export industry set up, and it was bad. I'm actually thinking about just removing this bolter crawler thing here. I feel like I kind of put that there a bit too early, so let's get rid of that. So what are some common nerds? What are some common export industries in 6? I know that a lot of people fairly early game export cut stone, and I will probably do that too. In fact, I might start my bug boys digging. Furniture, cut stone, gems. I figured gems, yeah. I've always tried to export livestock, but then the sell price just plummets so fast on livestock because you're selling a relatively, I don't know, small number or something. See, there's that poop sound. They're starting. The bugs are pooping. Despite allegedly producing quite a lot of meat now, we're still not... Oh, I don't have any workers at this warehouse. Also, is it normal / good to just stick all of your warehouses on auto-employ? Important question. Yes? Okay. Good, because that's what I've always been doing. Alright, so these import depots, I'm just going to go ahead and do... How much do I need? 54. Just enough to build my farms, basically. We're already up at 171 population. Most people seem to have decided to move over here for one reason or another. Start building services over here. And remember, the bugs like it cramped. It's not cruel. They like it. Me when I'm a cat groomer, torturing cats all day for a living. No, they like it. You don't understand. So we're going to have a winter here, and I'll find out whether or not I need to actually build hearths. Because I don't think that the Garthimi care about hearths. Services? Hearth. Oh no, they do want access to hearths. Okay, so I best build some. Relatively large, like there and there. Also, you can limit gods, so you can just pick one for your people. Yeah, okay, so I vaguely knew you could do that, and people will just convert automatically, right? So, Arminianism increases submission, health, and lifespan, and Schmalerism gives a buff to raid security and offense at the expense of defense. So let's go ahead and forbid Atherism or Kratorism, even though Kratorism seems absolutely banging if you ask me. As bug people, should I be hard focusing one of the two red religions because those are the ones that they naturally follow? Is there necessarily any reason not to have both of these active? Because they don't hate each other, so why not just have both, right? I suppose the defense debuff on Schmalerism could be a bad thing, but surely the raid security is good. The submission buff of Arminianism seems really good. I'm going to have to make sure I buy some slaves pretty early doors on this playthrough. Oh, you meant health, right? Yeah. Health later on is an absolute fucking nightmare. Like when you have even just, like 5,000 population, the negative multiplier that that's applying is hideous. Can I get rid of those? No. See, again, I don't know exactly why that is. Symmetry is more important to me than it should be. I am aware of that, by the way. Oh, are they different sizes? Oh, wait, no, I did a small one on the bottom there. The new Wirax ticks from wetlands. Dude, I hate real-life ticks as well. Let's go ahead and stick that carpenter on full blast. And probably also set up a woodcutter. I feel like for most of the game, you don't actually need a woodcutter. You get so much just from expanding. Assuming you're on a well-forested map. Like, yeah, I'll probably leave this mostly unmanned for a good long time. I've only ever picked up like 3 or 4 ticks, and I've never had one latch on, personally. I've always caught them before that. Alright. Frontics, so we've unlocked the stockade. And the beginning of the army stuff, which I do want to get into good and early, because the garthimi are actually pretty solid early game fighters. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same again. Just planning a dirt road around some of this stuff, just so that I kind of know what I'm ending up with. I need to build one over here, because this is where the clay is, yep. So I could, I'm going to build a smaller. I was going to say I could just envelop this whole clay thingamy, but it will take a very long time and a lot of furniture to build. So we're going to start with a much, much smaller clay pit. Actually, this is a bit of an annoying one, isn't it? I'm actually going to start over here. Just the fact that there's no land around the deposit would mean I would have to eat into the deposit with the storage and efficiency buildings, so I'm just going to actually build it over here. Oh, that was an auxiliary, not storage. Yeah, it takes quite a lot of furniture and stone to get this up to 100% efficiency. But there we go. Suggestion, build wood export. Yes. You're probably right. Apparently the best price currently is 45. Oh, I have no trade agreements. Hold, please. Hello, friends. I will 100% betray you later. I hate having to pay them for a trade agreement, by the way. But oh well. Have I had the moisture overlay on for a very long time? I think I just turned that on. I don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's just like piles of wood everywhere that I could be selling. Yeah. Good shout. See, this is what I want. I want people who play the game to be able to watch my screen and kind of over the shoulder me a little bit. Oh, also, let's go ahead and bump the auto approve up to 500. I feel like I can keep up with food production pretty easily. Build more hunters, but where? I don't want to build it on my like good moist ground or my rich soil, so probably over here. So they're in the chat talking about, you know, you want to build a really organic looking city, but everybody builds grids and such. I feel you for sure. Having built quite a few, yeah, in my opinion, organic looking cities now and watched them fail, I think that there is just as much enjoyment in watching the city flourish for me to feel like it's worth doing. Garthimis can kill each other for food. Oh, do Garthimis not mind cannibalism? Oh, they like cannibalism. Oh, I didn't realize. Hunters are best at city edges because they go outside the map to hunt. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So are they just straight up numerically more efficient the closer to a map edge they are? They do not. Well. I do see them leave the map to hunt. So I kind of assumed that was correct. Oh, I forgot to import grain as well. I don't have anywhere stored set up to store grain. Okay, let's build a farm-specific warehouse. So I need to build those roundness spurs on these buildings, like that. Once those are built, see, there you go. Where I need to build the next, I think here should do. It kind of makes these buildings look like insect, like they have insect legs sticking out of them. I have another question. I think I already know the answer, unfortunately. Is there a way for me to, you know how like in Factorio you can flip a blueprint horizontally or vertically? Is there a way to do that in 6? Like when I copy an area, can I flip it over? That would be so useful. Right, there we go. Round. Round, very good. I definitely want to get this clay pit up and running sooner than later so that I can find the correct words for what I'm trying to describe. I'm going to go ahead and set hotkey. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use R for that on second thoughts because that's rotate, which is a pretty fundamental... Okay, what about Control R? Just by the way, literally every single video game needs to have the system where you can just mouse over anything and set a hotkey. It is so incredible. The reason I want to make clay straight off the rip is humidifiers. I want to make sure I'm integrating humidifiers to everything new that I build straight away, because otherwise it can feel really hard to kind of retrofit your city once it's grown with all of the humidifiers that it needs. Fart trees, yes, correct. Will this line up nicely? Oh, it would have been so nice if it did though, wouldn't it? But can't have everything we want. That'll be too easy. Alright, let's try not to fall into using 4x speed too much there. A lot happens when you're in 4x speed. I feel like I should be training... Oh, I forgot to make janitor. I feel like I should be training some dudes as well. This is a really bad shape for a janitor, I think. You can't resize the workstations. Oh, that being said, I have too many of them anyway right now. Well, that might not be perfectly efficient, but almost nothing that I make is. This is too early for militarization. Fair enough. I should probably double my efforts on carpentry. I kind of like this very wide avenue that could be like the big main street of the city. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize I could do this. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. I did not realize I could change the building type in that menu. Wow, that's insane. Might be too early for a second carpenter. Oh, well, I'm going to push the boat out and do it. I'll just manually adjust the workers if it's too much. So would you recommend putting some innovation into carpentry? I mean, I know that I'm going to end up putting a noble into it once I'm up at 650. To be fair, building all of my different industrial buildings individually has resulted in much nicer looking cities. The bug boys are digging away at this stone deposit, so we'll actually get a reliable source relatively soon. Mainly go food early, specifically a lizard. Yeah, the globdines are pretty good. I have enjoyed many a globdine in the past. This farm warehouse got built. I forgot to set its storage, but it got built. Only livestock to go for, to be honest. My goodness, really? So do you just use exclusively hunters for leather then? On my Tilapi game, the herders felt like incredible ways to get fiber and leather. Probably should have saved 8 innovation to unlock that then, but I'll get some from a level up soon enough. All of my furniture is being eaten by this clay pit right now. Oh, there you go. They did manage to repair the carpenter though. Alright, we're now making a lot of furniture. Well, a lot more. Have a couple of farms which are outputting almost nothing. Allegedly we're at a net positive for meat, but that number sure does look like 0 to me. But I think we have a load stored in the market. Yeah. Like seeing all the different livestock. I mean, yeah. That's one reason to do it. Slaves for bugs. Yeah, I suppose that is an option. Speaking of which, I should probably build a stockade. Excuse me. Where exactly am I going to put that? So I'm just going to drag out a relatively large prison over here that I probably won't have fully manned for a little while. Again, like our wood production with that second carpenter is technically negative, but we'll get so much out of the ground. Suggestion: expand wood export. Is that much of an option? When you say expand wood export, do you mean simply slate a larger portion of my storage to be exported, or build more export depots? Sorry, more/larger and better staffed export depots. And also, would you suggest going at a lower price cap? Because I put it at 25, just kind of somewhat randomly, but that actually seems fairly stable. Straight up larger export depot. Okay, I can do that. Okay, there we go. There's a little bit of extra innovation that I can use to unlock the globs. Probably going to have to buy some livestock because I didn't use my initial load. Export wood. I mean, most of this isn't actually even coming out of my warehouse. It's just being grabbed from the ground. But we'll see if that changes with another big fat depot for it, I guess. There's plenty of it around. Oh, there you go. They're finally actually making this clay pit. I definitely won't be able to fully staff this. You can sell some stuff without trade agreement too. Yeah, obviously I am aware I can do it just in the screen here. So the elves would buy, you know, if I sold them 1,000, it would go down to 15 denarii per item. Do they have slaves? They do. So at some point I'm going to start buying some. I'm going to want some humans to work in libraries and such. Alright, so let's not have that at 165. Let's try starting at 30 employees in the clay pit. And I'm going to want to go ahead and give them, like, a well. Mind you, they obviously just have they can just skinny dip when it's too hot. How much time and effort do you guys put into technology stuff, by the way? Like, at what point would you start throwing down laboratories and such? Oh no, I've made a roundness error. Oh goodness. There's going to be a small area of not roundness on these two buildings. I think it's a small enough area that I can just put up with it. But it will haunt me forever. I'm literally just building that well there. As a template. Right, I should probably build a warehouse over there. For them to store that clay in. So once they've built this, I will build a warehouse closer to town that pulls this clay in. I saw somebody say suggestion also export stone. Although I probably will end up making pottery out here as well. I don't know yet. Maybe I won't. I really don't know. Yeah, so probably do want to export clay, especially because, stone. Especially because I'm going to be able to actually mine the stuff out of the ground pretty soon. Although I won't be able to dedicate that many people to the effort. Wow, yeah, we've made a lot of money selling wood. Jeez. Okay. Good advice, I guess. Grab more stone. Probably next on the list is... oh, man, our food production is not enough. Okay, another question. Can I just keep building more hunters? Like, shouldn't they be sharing a pool of existent animals? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me that I can just kind of keep banging down hunters to solve the problem. Right, where am I going to put globdines? Probably over by the water, so that it's easy to canal in a load of moisture. I'd still be at 100% moisture over here. In fact, we can go maximum size and be at 100% moisture here. Fancy that. I don't know why I built this so far away from the road, but no big deal. I'll let them build this one. They can have this one, but then no more. Okay, they can't have this one. People have spoken. The nerds in chat have spoken. Hotkey M for moisture. Yes, of course. Okay, they've got 11 days worth of food in storage right now. And possibly more kind of on the way. It always scares me when I see like a very empty storage, warehouse storage. And that's reasonable. This reminds me, I need to import some livestock. Don't actually have it set to be stored anywhere. Go ahead and drop a warehouse on this corner for pasture stuff. Well, I guess I just have to pay this. Henry the Kid. Well, actually, maybe I can get away with not paying that. I might just drop in a little save and see if I can quickly train like 30 dudes. I mean, 30 untrained dudes wouldn't do too bad against that. Let me just make sure I have something to fall back on, though. So yeah, I'm not actually really even sure I would have to train anyone for this, but I'm going to make a training ground. This doesn't feel efficiently built. Let's see. No, it's definitely not. Let me cut this by 1. It's still not good. Let me cut this by 1 more. I don't like it. I'm starting again. Wait until you reach the title that unlocks guard tower. After that, start training, fellas. But so I mean, I told a very low-powered bandit to come and get me, so I do need at least some basic training to get people even deployable, right? Like, even if it's minuscule amounts. Like, I know I just dropped in a save, so I could just save scum it back, but I don't want to pay the ransom. Can you hire mercs? Oh yeah, yeah, I suppose I probably could. 94,000 for Captain Elena Al-Sod's The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. 15 somewhat trained dudes. Well, if it comes to it, that's an option. But even just like a load of untrained, almost entirely untrained garthimi would be... No, never mind. Okay. Well, we are hiring mercs then. Can I use these guys? Yes, I can. Good. So the battle screen is another kind of, not a mystery to me, but it's a little bit weird, the way that certain things feel sometimes. Like, I mean, I can win this by just running them at them and not really worrying about it. I'm 90% certain of that. They're actually 2 different units. Oh no. They're going to encircle me. Whatever will I do? So should I be, like, charging to try and get some kind of encirclement on them, or... Are they really going to go for the throne? Don't do that. Okay, guys, really? Oh no, they're turning around. The AI is also very, very bad. My experience when I was playing basically entirely as mounted archers, mounted Tilapi dudes, like, the enemy would just park their dudes in front of me and get shot to death a lot of the time. Like, easily within range to go to run at my dudes, and they just wouldn't. And, you know, in the same way that this formation here is just running back and forth now behind my guys, it's definitely very janky. Anyway, we got that first group, so now let's run these guys down. Charge! Get them, boys. No, I didn't say stop. Charge! I guess charge stops them. This is annoying. Charge! Oh my god. Just kill them, please. It's like... Well, there you go, we got him. Defeat? What? Okay, hold on. No, actually not defeat. Alright, let's dear. I would actually like to see if I can have them build that training ground in time this time, even though I don't think I could actually train any dudes in time. I'm just gonna give in and make it a square. They ran to your throne and won. Look, yeah, I know what technically happened there, I just refuse that reality. Because we all saw how it went. We all saw what happened to them. Those guys are all dead. I guess now I can give it some rounded edges. Gotta keep up the rounded edges. It could be slightly, whatever, it's fine. They're not going to build that in time. No shot. Yeah. These mercs are absolutely ass as well. The music is very good, yeah. It's, there's not enough tracks, but it's very good. Alright, you guys, I'll get you this time. Come at me. I wonder if I should run down this smaller group. No, stop that. Stop that. Stop. 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 Get them off of there. Aren't they just gonna, quote unquote, take my throne here? And kind of push them off. There we go. Fuck this fucking... This shit's some ass. Okay, can we just, defensive positions instead? I would probably beat them by just scattering, to be honest. Okay, it's happening again. It's absolutely happening again. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my goodness. I think we just scatter and try and white blood sell them. Alright, come on. Come here. If I could split my guys into 2 divisions, it would be great. But I don't own these guys. There you go. So when you fight like this, they're at like a huge morale penalty, but I'm hoping they're just strong enough that, yeah, it doesn't matter at all. Never mind, there we go. Crisis averted. It seems like the only way to actually get your guys to engage at all, when they stay in formation, they really stay in formation. There can be a guy like 4 millimeters from them and they're like, you didn't tell me to scatter, so I am staying in formation. Get a cool 224,000 denarii for that. Very good. Yeah, thank you. Game just casually telling you, by the way, if you fuck it up, you can resettle. Does anybody ever make use of resettling? Because it seems like you would just be resettling into a world that's kind of already got its superpowers set in stone, and it would be nigh on impossible to actually make anything. Hello. Person in chat saying hello. So I think what I'm going to want to do here is essentially, and I'll suspend all of these jobs as soon as I've placed them, I think, but I think what I have to do is, after I've just copied these bone spurs, sell furniture. Yes, thank you, thank you. Thank you, my over-the-shoulder nerd coaches. Supposed to reposition clothes. Yeah, that's kind of the use case that I imagined as well. I've found myself essentially trapped by super powerful neighbors before, so I figure that the use case would be that. So I think what I want to do is build another population center over here, but I am, like I said, going to suspend all those jobs and just treat it like a plan for now, so that I can kind of have this 2 decently large population centers with some, they obviously have some room to grow, to man the farms and such. I don't know. I could use more dudes. What easy thing am I not doing right now to get more dudes? Probably spending some of my knowledge on stuff like stages and graveyards. Wait, shit, do they care about graveyards? Okay, they do want graveyards, yes. Toilets. They have toilets. I'm pretty sure they're doing fine on toilets. Ish. I could probably build another. Hospital, not the worst idea. Maybe a fight pit. But yes, hospital, obviously very good idea. A lavatory that would fit in there, I think, rather nicely. Stage is probably gonna have to go on this side as well. I'll probably do like 1 on either end, like that. I don't have a great feel for exactly how many of what service buildings I need. Right, hospital. Hospitals cost tools to build, so I'm going to have to import for that, but... Oh, maybe not, because I got given 320 at the start of the game. So we'll see. Clicking them shows their coverage range. Yes, I am aware, but it's also the amount of services they can provide, right? Like, if I have really dense population areas, then it might be reasonable to have more than one of something, even though I don't think that's really necessary at this point, but the reason I'm doing it is symmetry. Graveyard will be an easy. Get the tech for farm tools. Really? You can import tools later on. I mean, I can also make them. Do people typically not just make their own tools? Actually, I did remember seeing that tools were surprisingly cheap compared to metal. You can actually sell metal for more than you can buy tools for, which is kind of insane. Could probably drop a little stone mine in here at this point. Go ahead and just get that underway. I think I will also just unlock the paved roads so that I can make the mushroom roads with our admittedly still quite small supply of clay. Oh yeah, and also humidifiers now. Right. So yeah, having clay means that I can start to get nice and moist. Wait a minute. That's incorrect. Just start spaffing these absolutely everywhere. The world must be moistened, for that is how we bugs like it. And all of these buildings with weird open corners are the perfect place to just spam out a load of humidifiers. I'm not really sure if there's like a meta for humidifying, but I mean, if you have to make round buildings, you end up with all of these corners to work with, so drop them basically all over the place. I'm not worry too much about these houses because I'm 90% sure I'm going to delete them. As far as I understand, it's basically just about having your bugs spending time in humid area, so like well-traveled roads, houses obviously, near service buildings, places that they'll hang out around workplaces, shit like that. Right, that's going to take them a while to do, but let's let them do it. That should make them very happy. Jake's little PSA at the beginning of the loading. If stolen, please consider donating. I don't think I've ever read that. Is it only on some like DRM free version of the game or something? Kind of just waiting for some constructions to happen right now. Feels like some things are happening slowly. I built this warehouse for the pastures. Yeah, we're still not really making enough meat, obviously. Well, yeah, of course we aren't. We haven't even actually finished either of these globdine pastures yet, but we are still sat on quite a bit of food, so it's not a huge emergency or anything. Oh, those guys have started training now, which is going to suck a load of my workforce out. I'm just going to set the amount of recruit limit to like 15, something really stupidly low, just so that I have this dumb, tiny little force. What setting am I playing on? Do you mean the, like, essentially difficulty selector at the start when you start a new game? If so, just despot the default. Okay, we're now exporting a little furniture. Oh, there's a big old fruit farm buff right now. Okay, I was wondering why I had a load of fruit. You load the game, and it says, "Hail, mighty despot." Dude, I'm sure that's not the message that shows up on my version of the game. Maybe they just know something about you that's not true about me. Okay, we've gone up to 500 dudes now. Have any of you guys actually played Dirty Bug People? Because I've been curious at what point I should start breeding the garthimi, because they don't just do it naturally. You have to make breeders, but they eat a lot of meat. The garthimi breeders. They throw much meat into the worm pit. I think I could be making more money from this wood export if I manually employed more people doing it. I think temple access is probably bad at this point. Oh, it's not so bad. I have plenty of benches, plenty of wells, good access food. Apparently not great access for stages. That's probably because these houses still exist. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. If you're a pirate, no one will come after you. Oh, yeah, maybe I've never actually read that. Fair enough. Look at them exporting all that wood. I'm pretty sure it will just dump the price, so I'm probably going to reset that to auto-employment. Yeah, I kind of just spam click through that, so I'm not surprised I haven't seen it. So once these animals are adult, this will probably make quite a few egg. Okay, another question. Is it wise? And the answer to this is almost certainly yes. Surely I should have a warehouse here that stores the food and market goods, like, that's set to priority. Okay, I should definitely be exporting stone now. Let's not employ that many people in the stone mine, though. But that's going to make a lot of stone. Okay, well, it's not worth much, but let's go for 80% there. Right, so this should store eggs, 24 crates, and that's going to be split between how many things? Currently 4, and then make that priority so that the warehouse workers here bring them from the production warehouses, basically, is the idea. What's access to hearths like? Good. Markets is showing as low for some reason. Despite this market being at 8% load, I guess it's because these houses don't technically have access to a market, but I could be wrong. Did all of those... Yeah, they did, right? All of these humidifiers got built. The coverage looks... pretty mid, to be honest. They're showing like 5% access right now. So it looks like we could do more in these spaces, at least. I genuinely don't think there is such thing as too many humidifiers for the garthimi, though that might be extreme. And it's hard to know whether they consider themselves humidified or not while they are using a service. So if they're sat at a hearth, for example, should that hearth have a humidifier next to it? And many other such questions. Hazzor, can we call you Hazzy? You can call me whatever you want. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, that's not true, but generally speaking, I don't care what you call me. Like, you know, these guys working. They don't look very humidified, but I can't humidify them, so what can I do about that? Do I need to put a humidifier by the entrance to their work? I should definitely put humidifiers along their commute. I'm going to go ahead and assign Control-C to copy area. I am also unfortunately aware of the fact that the humidifier's radius can overlap to produce a more intensely humid environment for them. Yes, yes. I should probably build a hospital. We have some sickos, and I would like them to get not sick. Just like reasonably sized hospital, somewhat central, I guess, makes sense. Like that. That is 11. There we go. Any vintage story plans for this channel? I don't know. Obviously, I've thought about it. Just as I've thought about doing some, like, good and chill Minecraft mod packs on this channel. Vintage story is... It's a poo-poo bum-bum game. No, sorry, my brain left the chat for a moment there. It's, and this... I have the same problem when I think about Minecraft mod packs here. It's not actually usually chill. Well, it is, but when it's not, it's really not. I don't know, basically. It's a, let's say, surprisingly difficult one to figure out. Trying to find things that work on this channel for the, you know, purely for the purposes of quote-unquote sleep content, which is still kind of a weird concept to me, just because it's not something that I personally make use of or enjoy. I completely understand that a lot of people do. It's just not something that I don't need it. Whatever. You understand. Yeah, it's really weird for me to think about what I actually want to do on that front. There are so many games that you kind of initially go, well, that's obvious. That's an obvious choice. But then you stop and think and go, is it? Is it an obvious choice? Like Dwarf Fortress, right? I really want to play a Dwarf Fortress game sometime soon. And I go, obvious choice for the sleep content. Easy. But then again, again, then I go like, wait, but is it though? Because there's all the like alert sounds, and every time a forgotten beast shows up, it's whomp, whomp, wah. See, that just woke Dina up. Me making that noise woke Dina up. Exactly demonstrating my point. And I am aware, by the way, I know that a lot of people watch these quote-unquote sleep videos whilst awake and doing things. I am very aware of that. Don't get me wrong. Some of these spaces are way too open, by the way. Did I set something to space? I can't remember. I don't think I did, no. But yeah, when they're out on these roads, they're considered to be in open space, and they don't like it. Humidifiers help with that, so I should definitely make use of that fact more broadly. I am aware that it will upset some people that these don't line up on the corners of these roads, but, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, this big road can actually have large size humidifiers. Let's say every that far. Oh, I didn't respect the 4-width road over here. That's my bad. Didn't realise I had done that. No, don't build them. Don't build them there. Okay, actually, that one you can build. You can go for bug livestock. Its desired herder job for Garthimi would boost the happiness. Yeah, I definitely will make bolty crawlers. But they're quite expensive. Because they're, you know, essentially indoors. Apparently it would be a good time to insert ads, by the way. Says YouTube. Thanks for telling me. Let's build some fungus roads. This is going to use basically all of my clay. I don't really have any spare workforce. I could really use some more dudes. So we need to be able to give people more food. We can give people stone as furniture. That's a pretty easy get. Do we have some homeless? I think we have a couple of homeless. We do. So they are people that work, yeah, that makes sense, in the stone mines. Building some of this housing would probably solve that for now. So let's go ahead and activate at least one row of this housing. And its accompanying services. Let's say including these. Do I stream from the same computer I'm playing on? Yes, I do. I've tried dual computer setups before. I went through multiple capture cards without finding one that works well for me, and eventually decided to just come back to single PC setup. I don't actually have 2 PCs here anyway. I had an extra one in the UK just because you build these things up. One, you know, my second PC was obviously not a purpose-built streaming computer. It was just an old PC that had a competent enough graphics card in it, and/or CPU. It obviously has its benefits, dual PC that is, but it has a great many downsides as well. Don't get me wrong. It is extremely finicky. We have a tourist. So, okay, here's the thing. In my recent saves, tourism has almost always been my largest source of income. Is that a sign that I've done something horribly wrong? Nope, easiest way to make money. Okay, good. I couldn't tell whether it was like a sign that my export and tax was terrible, or whether that's fairly normal, so that's good to hear, I guess. Once these get built, I might not have enough housing up there. They're only employing 11 people though, so probably okay. So I now have 12 deployable soldiers, should I need them. Should be an option in the tourist panel to imprison those who insults the ruler. Isn't it in the law you can actually do something like that? Plebeians, criticism. I mean, I don't know if that applies to tourists. Set them to guard duty. Do they train when they're on guard duty? Do the ready-to-deploy soldiers use the guard duty essentially as like a work time? I didn't even notice that the guard duty was a thing until about 3,500 population on my last game. This game has so many systems that it takes multiple playthroughs to learn them. I never put like a warehouse for the stone over here. They also project power to dissuade bandits. Oh. Makes sense, I guess. So they like add to your raid security, I guess. Where am I actually storing stone? Is it just this? This is my only stone storage right now. So all I'm really doing right now is waiting for these globdine pastures to be built. Getting a very small amount of new migrants. Building all this stuff. Looking at my declining food storage with some degree of worry. Neither of these have adult animals yet though, so we're still waiting on that. That will make quite the difference. Actually having production from my pastures, that is. I don't need to be employing 18 jailers because I don't have any prisoners. Where exactly I'm going to build this, I don't know. I think I'm going to put it... want to kind of reserve this space for more residential growth. And this rich soil, obviously, for farming. So probably here. I'm just going to fill basically this entire space with a nice big graveyard. Might have to take Dina out into the garden in a moment, just in case she's got to go. She has perfectly solid bladder control at this point, but I don't want to make her sit here and hold it. I don't think I'm going to be able to make that respectful enough. But I could be wrong. I will also say, okay, minor, extraordinarily minor criticism. I think it would be cool if there were more race-specific, like, styles for buildings like the graveyard. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to fill the respect meter here. Like, my bug people's graveyard shouldn't be a flowery little thing, right? These people they're hideous creatures by all accounts. So why do they have this, like, flowery-ass graveyard? It doesn't fit into the... Like, if you actually build, especially if you build in, like, a mountain, you know, and you've got this, like, great hive aesthetic, it doesn't fit at all once you start throwing around certain service buildings. Okay, we're already at 100% respect there, but I have to build those paths just so it looks good. That's pretty overbuilt for now, but, you know, capacity. We'll call it capacity. It's future-proofing. For roundness, not looking too bad right now. I'm going to also just replace some of these buildings with stone. I can't believe that just happens like that. Absolutely crazy. I mean, yeah, okay, it does just take from your supply, obviously. It's not free, but... madness. Hi, Hazzor. I thought you were Yahtzee in disguise for the longest time. You Brits and your sultry hypnotic voices. I thought Yahtzee was... Is he a Brit that lives, like, in Australia or something? I'm sure I remember reading he's in Australia. I'm also actually... Hang on, let's go for this... Where's that roundness tool? Make diagonal. I kind of want to see how that looks. Ooh, yes. Very nice. Well, actually. Now very nice. Got to make it tessellate more nicely with those humidifiers in the corners. Yeah, it doesn't play nice with certain shapes, but it looks kind of cool on others. Yeah, that's a decision. That's a decision. Can I use Roadify? No, it doesn't look like it. Because it would be nice if... Oh, actually, I think that did work just there. Oh, I think that actually just happens automatically. Yeah. If I build Fungus Road over there, then it will actually fill the gap towards the building, it looks like. Oh. Yeah, it does. Okay. The bugs do have their own graveyard. It's called the Cannibal Shop. Yeah, that's true. But you do have to manually slate people for it, right? Like, if you build a cannibal, it's only people just get sent there. It's like a punishment option, right? I did mean to build one earlier, but I forgot. Also, the fact that they will only eat dead that wasn't sick means that I definitely still need a graveyard, because a lot of people get sick and die. Any day there was a big accident. Oh, true, yeah. Later on, some of the industrial accidents are pretty big. I'll go grab them, no micro needed. Damn, I didn't realize. Well, let's see how we get on with a incredibly inefficiently designed 8 butchers. I really don't like that I can't fill those gaps, but whatever. Maybe actually if the building was slightly bigger. No, that would disrespect my highway here. Okay, we'll just live with it. Fill the gaps with humidifiers. I need to put humidifiers on this road as well, because it's very well trafficked right now. It's taking a long time to get these built right now. I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively drop a janitor over here. We're up to a mighty 19 deployable soldiers. I can probably actually increase the number of training. Do we have any? Yes, we do now have some adult animals, so we're making not much meat, but they make 14 eggs a day. I'm about to hit the population where I unlock nobles, so I'll assign one to the Globdine pastures, and at that point, their production will go much higher. I suppose that's another thing to ask the nerds. What do you normally use nobles for? I mean, I'm assuming it varies massively, but oh, hello you. Hello you. Is it true the plebs will convert to the main religion over time? I mean, particularly if you can just tell them not to be particular religion. You want to say hi, Dina? You want to say hi? Don't put your hands on the microphone, Dina. Yeah. Hey, hello you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing Songs of 60 and I'm addicted to it. Okay, I get the message. Let me just appoint a noble to the Globdine pastures first, okay? Also, we are apparently out of housing, but it's mainly because of the stone mine. I think that problem will resolve itself when these are built. Okay, noble. You there, Hardabally Willingham. Congratulations. My noble selection lottery has landed on you. So that, I believe, will, yeah. God, what was that? Triple or quadruple now? The production there? Yeah, I realize you can just change it at will, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I just end up with a load of them on governor anyway. Okay, I'm going to drop in a save and let this run at 1x speed, just while I go take Dina into the garden. Hello, I'm back. Did anything happen? Don't think so. They built the hospital. Very small hospital, mind you, but nonetheless, they'll be happy to have it, I'm sure. Oh, they ran out of food is what happened. That's never good. There's a load of Baltic crawler over there. Do we actually have a way over there? I don't think so. So good luck hunting them. Hindrance is more of a hospital because they get in the way of the feast. Well, yeah, that's not a bad point. I mean, I could always just buy some humans from one of my neighbors, and yeah, but look, they're all sick anyway. They're all in there because they're sick. They wouldn't eat them anyway. I'm wondering if these will actually make enough eggs for them to... No, not quite. Not quite yet. This one probably will once the animals are grown up, just about. But I'm hoping that the meat they bring back from those manual hunt orders will sustain us for long enough. I don't know why there's no Master of Hunters option, by the way. Or no Noble of Hunters. Like, why not? Is it not a noble enough profession? Unless you put a lot of innovation into husbandry. I mean, I probably will, but I don't yet have a lab, so... I mean, I think that once all of these are built and productive, it will support my current population, but by that point, my population will probably have massively grown. I did save before I disappeared, right? I think I did. Just out of curiosity. I think I can probably get rid of these houses now. They were never really supposed to be there, so I'm going to move those people on. I'm pretty sure they'll move into these. Oh, I actually haven't finished building the houses that I'm trying to move them into yet. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to do that. I just told them, it's okay, I have houses for you. I should maybe have a masonry at this point. Alright, yeah, I need to do something about the food situation. I'm not sure that buying people is a cost-effective way of resolving the food situation. But Cretonians are pretty cheap. So meat is 211 per item, and a Cretonian, which I assume contains a lot of meat, is 993 per item. So if we just bought 20 of them, that's 23k. Make sure I have some people actually working as jailers. There you go. The egg production is actually kind of going to be just about keeping us afloat right now. Did I ever make this warehouse? I built this warehouse specifically for food. Yeah, I did make it priority. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we have quite a few homeless people right now, but I think that problem will just solve itself. Me when I'm America. I'm also realizing now that I obviously copied these buildings over here before I built all of the humidifiers. So let me just kind of pop this over here. Now improved with humidifiers. Oh no, we run the risk of incidents occurring. However, will we prevent incidents from occurring? I can think of one way. There you go, look at that. Doing some cannibalism, very good. Report to the cannibal for immediate pardon. Very funny. Very funny. My water has run out. Suggestion, tool tech for farm or herding. Yeah, I would have to get more innovation for that. Or take my innovation back from carpentry, which might be worthwhile actually. Probably is worth it. I know that some of it will be temporarily frozen, but... Oh wait, is that not the tool tech? Oh, right. Huh. That's not the tool tech. I thought that was the tool tech. Well, I mean, yeah, I could do some labs. So are tools aren't as powerful as they used to be, right? Didn't tools used to be way more powerful? Like, I remember them being basically an insane buff. Alright, I haven't actually designed a lab yet. So, where am I going to put this? In some of the kind of otherwise dead lands. I want to make this relatively big. But not stupid. It's going to be something like that. Maybe not. Maybe that's not quite right. Probably be better off just adding more bugs to whatever industry you're trying to boost, since garthimi is so bad at brain work. Alternatively, I could buy some humans and build them a shantytown. That was kind of my plan. I mean, I might as well just make this symmetrical, right? No, that's enough. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, I was planning on just buying exactly enough humans to work in the labs and then have them do it. I don't know whether it would kind of be considered too early. Humans. What do you like to live in? Okay, they quite like stone as well. That's convenient. So this lab would employ 90. So if I built them in a have houses there for 100. It's like torches. Humans. Have no fear, humans. I will provide for you. But don't step out of line. The butcher is not far away. I do have guards set up, yeah. They're not many. Build them far away from others, though. Yeah, they don't like garthimi, do they? But is that a problem if they're slaves of the garthimi? Well, none of this has been built yet, so I can just plan my building, copy it, and put it wherever I want, if that is an issue. I thought that slaves could live amongst your native population, even if they don't like each other, because they're slaves, so they don't care. Because I know that if you have slaves that don't like each other, like if you have Amevia and other races as slaves, they'll kill each other. But in my last game, I had Tilapia with some Kryptonian slaves living amongst them to work in like the restaurants and stuff, and they were fine. But yeah, I can also just wall them. I enjoyed building, even though it was almost entirely unnecessary, I enjoyed building my little slave quarters in little walled sections. It's just kind of, it's nice. It's not nice at all. Don't try not to take that out of context. I really hate that the speaker is 3x3, by the way. It's such a wrench in my planning. Weirdly, in my last game as well, I was having huge issues with slaves having access to food service. It was really weird, I don't know. So if I wanted to, I could just grab this whole area, yoink, and just put it up here instead, just to avoid any messiness. And then, yeah, if I really wanted to, I could build a little palisade around it, just for, mainly, honestly, for looks, but I'm going to leave that for now because I might want to build it considerably larger. And then I need to just find a house so I can go human slaves only. What's this game about? Yeah, good question. I want to stop exporting stone for a while. Well, my export is set up to only export like 80% of my, when I'm over 80% of my warehouse anyway. So, in reality, I probably just want to employ more people mining it. Let's go with 85. Those humans will want to worship probably Hazzor, off the top of my head, I think. Hazzor, I apologies for the random donations on one of your VODs. What? Dog slept on my phone and managed to click it a bunch of times. Hopefully it didn't cause you any headaches. I didn't even know what. I'm not aware of any such thing, so don't worry about it. Okay, we're now producing more food than we eat, it looks like. Even though the numbers don't quite add up. I guess that's the effect of the Kryptonian purchase we recently made. Oh, I hadn't noticed anything, so, you know, don't worry about it. So yeah, once all this is built, I'll purchase some people from my neighbours. And we'll remember what it was I even wanted that for. So yeah, I do have this one small group assigned. You got a license for that? I do have a this group of 50 soldiers assigned to guard duty, which well, I won't find out how much that does until I actually have slaves, it turns out. Where's all my clay going right now? I guess building these roads, 8 a load, and the humidifiers. Don't the bugs also really love fish? Yeah, that is their other food preference, isn't it? I keep forgetting that one. Oh no, it's not in their food preferences. Bread, meat, mushrooms, and eggs. Oh no, I'm on humans, my bad. Yes, it is meat and fish. Okay, I was going to say. Bread would be a weird one. Yes, so I probably should. Are they also, on that note, are they also good at fishing? / enjoy fishing? 75% fulfillment, 100% skill. Okay, so yeah, I should probably be fishing as well. I forget about that one. Could build a small cavern just to make some spears. Yes, that's true. In one of my games, I went a very long time using those spears on large groups of garthimi. They work quite well. So this is counting as deep sea. I guess because it's such a... well, whatever. I don't care why. I don't need to know the reasons. The buildings out here are degrading. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just going to go ahead and drop a carpenter over here. Sorry, janitor. I should probably kind of make a habit of attaching a warehouse that stores the relevant goods just a very small one like this to my janitors with like common things like well, wood, furniture, stone, mainly wood so far, although it will be like clay for humidifiers and such. My box just popped his head in and offered me a box of Narcan. I don't know what that is. Is that the overdose drug? That's the overdose drug, right? What breed is my dog? She's a mix. So she's a rescue. So we did a DNA test, and it turns out she's 50% purebred Pomeranian. So one parent was a purebred Pomeranian. The other parent was a Border Collie Lab Retriever mix. Alright, I started farming wheat, admittedly an incredibly small amount of it, a long time ago, and I never built a bakery. And I don't know if I want to. Okay, now that you say it, they do look like globdines. Sorry, they do look like turtles. Somebody earlier was like, oh yeah, the turtles. And I never really thought of them like that, but looking at them, they are turtles, aren't they? So similarly on the topic of getting random things from work because of the companies and stuff such that you work with. I used to work at a digital print company who had many random corporate clients, one of whom was Ann Summers, the lingerie and sex toy shop in the UK. So for that reason, the one tape measure that we own in our household, like, roll up clothing and like tailoring type tape measure, not like, not like a builder's tape measure, like the roll up ones that you would use for measuring your inseam or something. For that reason, the only one of those that we have in our house is Ann Summers branded. And that's just a weird thing to have. We have an Ann Summers tape measure. So these fisheries, I don't have any storage set up for them for a start, so let's address that issue. I guess this can give up a small number of crates to fish storage. And then I will need to update my warehouse here to also store some fish. The problem is, Trenton, if that is your real name, when I'm recording the VODs, I don't have chat to tell me how to play the game. So, what's your answer to that? Alright, this little human laboratory area is nearly done. So I'm going to go ahead and in the work tab... Oh, I can't actually do this because I don't have... Oh, there you go, I can. Human slaves. So I think they will already be way higher priority. Oh, I need to show the labs as well. Filter workplaces. Lab. There it is. Okay, yeah, it's already way higher. I'm going to, for now, forbid my garthimi citizens from working in the lab. An Ann Summers builder's tape measure would be quite funny, yes, actually. Now that you mention it. Let's buy some people. I'm going to make a save, just in case this goes horribly. Because it can. Buying people, that is. Alright, you're a human civilization. Surely your humans are cheap. Nope, their humans are quite expensive. There you go, much cheaper humans. Although they've only got 25. Okay, so I'm not buying your humans. Do you have more humans? They do have more humans, but I think 90 of them would be ruinously expensive. So let's start with a small seed purchase of 45 humans. And then we will buy the few humans that these guys have. Not all of them, mind you, just like 15, probably before the pricing gets too ridiculous. It's actually not so bad on the 25. If you're going to use humans for... Oh yeah, you're right. I don't want them just doing other jobs. So I just want to move everything down there, and then filter... Oops. And then filter just to labs. I mean, I'll probably have them doing other things as well later, but just for this, like, dumb little idea that I'm running here. Make sure I employ some people in the stockade as well, as a load of humans are arriving. There you go, we've got 70. So they should all move into these homes, I should think, quite happily. But I've been wrong before, so we'll see. As they are housed and sent to work on science for me. Now, yeah, there was a thing here where I can go decrease. Is there a way that I can set these guys to be... Because they're going to breed. I mean, I can tell them not to, but, like, why not let them breed and then sell them? You know? Why is there, like, a happy medium there? That's weird. So, yeah, they're not happy because they don't have access to shrines. I can just forbid everything but the religions that I already want to run and build them a small pair of shrines. These guys are really unhappy about not having any access to a shrine, but we are solving that problem. And surely at that point they will become happy. I didn't build them any hearths, but I can do that. Home is where the hearth is, you see. We build those shrines, please. Thank you. I need my slaves to feel good and happy. I mean, I really do, because I don't want to have to kill them. They're expensive. Expose these hunters, I assume? No, that's a guard. So why are they going all the way down here on their guard patrols? Can I do anything about that? So because there's all these like kind of pre-built roads, the guard patrols seemingly go all the way down here. And then because it's hot, they get exposed to the temperature. Well, apparently somebody died of heat stroke like right here, so I probably need to generally provide more wells, to be fair. Can build guard towers to decrease the attendance of patrols. Yeah, there is that. Surely that's going to bring the submission of these guys up to a more reasonable level. You can't seriously tell me they need to have above 1 food serving to be happy with it at all. Oh, that's just true of everyone. Really, their fulfillment from just standard food servings is just nothing? Oh yeah, those guard patrols are really going all the way down, so yeah, I'll just have to give them wells on the road. With that in mind, I should also give the miners access to some water, and also a hearth for the opposite end of the temperature scale. My food days is low, yes, it has been for quite a while. But don't worry, any moment now it will shoot up. It'll shoot up so hard that it'll need Narcan. You just wait. You'll see. You'll all see. Oh, I didn't build them a toilet. They're gonna need one of them. Alright, with the shrines, that's now working its way up. I should probably put the other dudes on guard as well. Hunger! And I can also tell them that if they murder somebody, I will eat them. And if they steal anything, I will eat them. So that's good. I should build some orchids. I don't see what beautiful flowers will do to help, but I appreciate the advice. Orchards, eh? Bug people not very good at orchards. Rimworld, bugs. Factorio, bugs. Songs of Six, bugs. Yeah, well, look. There's something very compelling about a bug colony. Okay, so we have innovation now. I've just remembered I'm probably going to want a janitor. I think they'll actually just about get served by the existing ones, but I could be wrong. So this is it's making like about 100 without using clay. Obviously, it'll be better with, but so I'm going to bang a load of innovation into globdines so that I can use tools on them. I'm going to unlock the guard post with a little bit. They're coming from the bottom of the map. Look out. Oh my god! My hunters are here! Alright, stupid. We don't currently have any homeless, so that's good. Oh, I can probably increase these dudes' happiness by giving them a small modicum of furniture. I feel like I should be making clothes, by the way. What was I about to do? Oh yeah. There you go. You can use tools now. Look at you, I'm so proud. Which means I will need to actually make sure I have tools. Tools kind of cheap, but not, like, not free. In fact, not really even that cheap. Go look at a used car for the wife. Well, have fun. Good luck. Man, everybody's ill. I'm so ill. Submission's still kind of low. Yeah, I don't actually think I'm going to be able to sustain importing tools, am I? Just from selling wood and stone. I should make masons and cut stone. Cut stone more valuable. Cut stone much more valuable. Okay, well there's where some of my innovation goes then. The masonry. Oh yeah, I actually probably barely use any tools on that industry, right? Yeah, one, like, more than I expected. Like 4.5 per day. So with tools costing like 200 right now, it's like 1,000 denarii a day. Okay, I'm making more than that on tourism. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. So, masonry. My brain tells me to build my masonry down here next to my stone mine. That's a short enough commute that that's acceptable, I think. I'm going to do that. Now, okay, hold the phone. Copy carpenter, make masonry. Oh my goodness. How did I never discover that? I need to tell Ra about that right now. Because I doubt he knows about that. I know that I'm building it on probably unstable sand, but fuck the police, I don't care. Are markets worth making before tourism? Aren't markets how your own citizens get luxuries? Your own people need access to markets, don't they? Yeah, that's how they get their furniture. Oh yeah, I never actually figured out how to make sure there's not too many slave babies. Because I don't think I can't put humans on an export depot. Can I set something up in here? Ah. So if I wanted to just limit this to 90, for some reason I can't do this numerically, I have to use the bar, which is very annoying. Export when you own more than 90 slaves. Very good. I should be doing this from here more often. Why am I not managing my imports and exports from here all the time? Oh my goodness, this game is a maddening endeavor. What is this? Oh my goodness. So now if my slaves make too many babies, so I can still have them be happy that they're allowed to make babies, and I will probably need to make them a nursery at some point, but if they make enough babies, then they will be sold. simple as if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't be making I wouldn't have a child. Just you're literally breeding directly into the slave trade. That's not ethical if you ask me. I want to expand my roads a little bit. I kind of want to straighten this road out because it's jank as hell. I know this is very much a needless job. Although some may disagree that it's needless, me included. I probably need to employ more people in my clay industry. Oh, in fact, what I should be doing is employing more nobles and building them fancy noble houses. So what's the deal with obviously you can build chambers for your nobles. Reminder of the small carpenter for makeshift spear. Good reminder. Don't feel bad about reminding me of that. It's definitely a good idea. I will spend the two innovation learning that. You don't need chambers at all. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Do some races need... They're entirely for roleplay at the moment. Really? That's crazy. Okay, well let's go crazy then. Noble. Congratulations. You're a noble of the clay pits. You there. Congratulations, you're a noble. You're a noble of the stone mines. You there. Congratulations, you're a noble. You're a noble of the masonries that I haven't built yet, question mark? I think so. And you there, sire. Congratulations, you're a noble. And you are a noble of the... I mean, I suppose I should probably have a noble of the laboratories so that they can go and watch over the humans. Why does this warehouse employ 55 people? That doesn't seem strictly speaking reasonable. But who am I to argue? Okay, so our clay production just tripled. Our stone production is now a net of 1,050 per day. I need some metal to make this masonry. It really freaks me out that it's just called a masonry, by the way. Shouldn't it be like a stone mason or something? My money is going down. Oh yeah, I just spent a lot on metal. That'll do that. Okay, nice. 1,000 population. That's 5 more nobles. Probably carpentry. Hey there, you. Congratulations. Carpentry. And you there. This is how UK government works, by the way, as well, funnily enough. You're a noble of the fisheries. That's probably a good one. You there. You're a noble of the... I'm literally running out of industries. I'm really not doing that much here right now. I don't think... I mean, if the effect on the carpentry is big enough, I might have to appoint a noble of woodcutters. But we'll see. Just invent some nonsense? Yeah, pretty much the plan. I should probably actually start farming a little bit more. But I think what I'm going to do is... I think I'm probably going to build a... like, Cretonian slave farming area, to be honest. Like this big patch of rich soil that we've got here, which presumably isn't very moist, but that can be fixed. Did I set moisture to M? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, it's not particularly moist, but I can run some canals. And then I'll just have, you know, a worker housing area, let's say. Okay, that's using 484 stone per day. We're producing a lot. Weren't we producing a net of 1,000 at one point? What happened to the production of stone there? Oh, the internal storage is full. Because this is set to store farm stuff. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen in that case. There you go, boys. Right, so what are we looking at the moment? Food is positive, but not positive enough. Could go for mining gems and crafting jewelry. Yes, that's probably a good idea. We have a good gem node there. So if I unlock the gem mine, jewelry here as well. Probably. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I'm just going to have them tunnel through this. Just because I want to be able to have that road be a straight line. That seems just a normal thing to do. Up, don't build that. Good, thank you. Holy crap, they're mining this out fast. Okay, I will unlock a jeweler as well. Just realizing now I have access to quite a bit more clay. I can probably start spreading the fungus some more in some of these little walkways that are getting a lot of traffic. Oh, it's weird. These jobs never got activated to build the little roundness things. Alright, these people are pretty happy at the moment. I seem to be doing a pretty good job with the environment type. Their fulfillment on the building type is pretty much always going to be around 50, because the only way to get it to 100 is to live in a mountain. I'm doing good on the roundness front. They could use more humidifiers, but that's kind of always true. The slaves are submissive. And actually the guards and the law is having a decent impact on that. Since I told them that I'll eat them if they do anything. That's helped. Get the environment up by sticking some benches in a well-decorated area. So, like, if I just make sure they're constantly being... And they're already should kind of be doing that. When do you allow your bugs the stuff from the access tab? When I have enough of the stuff to give them, to be honest. I could actually definitely give them stone to furnish their homes with, and if I employ some more clay diggers, I can probably also give them clay, come to think of it. This place looks awesome. I think it's okay. I think it's definitely a little bit gritty. It's definitely hitting the gritty a little bit. Apparently I have 10 homeless right now. What industries are causing homelessness? Okay, can I... Are they just, like, temporarily homeless? They're just between homes? I think they're just between homes. Yeah, the bugs are chill. I found that the guards really didn't do that much for me, playing as the elves, but it was also too long. I kind of started using them way too late, I think, as well. But I should probably be saying if any of my bugs murder someone, I'll eat them. I think that's about all I can really get away with, though. So yeah, I just never actually had enough guards. Speaking of which, I can probably make another division of unarmed bug people, soldiers. Being forced to use square homes kind of forces grid plans. There is a mod for diagonal homes. Oh my god, I wish I knew about that. I'm installing that for my next playthrough, 100%. I'm going to build more benches. And then humidify the bench areas. Oh, we get the experience bonus there in the clay pits, that'll help. Wait, how did I do that? Are these different? Oh, I see. Yeah, I did actually, I made a... Or maybe I didn't. I thought I had made a carpenter specifically for the sake of building those spears, but I think I forgot to do it. The internal storage of this carpenter is apparently full. Why would that be? Where am I storing furniture? In here, that's full. Okay, right, I see. Well. Let's make some slightly more dedicated storage for this then. Ah, the poop sounds. The poop sounds. I hate the poop sounds. What's the mod called? I can probably figure it out. Hang on. I'm gonna remove the poop sounds. No poop sounds, baby. They could have, like, I would have been okay if they had replaced it with like a considerably lower volume, frankly, just less realistic shitting sound effect. It's the fact that it's so, like, the only word that really comes to mind is that it's like, it's relatable. Like, I have made so many of those sounds. I've heard them, like I said earlier, in like the bathroom of a Target. The guy in the stall next to me squeezing nasty little shits past his piles. I don't want to hear that in Songs of Six, you know? Well, not too often anyway. Once or twice was fine, but I'm going to move this woodcutter very soon. It's kind of feeling quite in the way. I would also like to start unlocking some upgrades to some of my services. I mean, I'm sat on a lot of tech points right now. I feel like I could probably do with investing in the fishery techs, at least up to tools. I seem to be doing fine importing tools. As was foretold, it's not that big of an expense. Alright, this warehouse is for wood and furniture in, let's say, relatively equal numbers, but then actually I'm going to dedicate some of it to spears as well. Yeah, sorry for talking so it's weird because it's actually, and maybe this should be embarrassing, but I kind of don't necessarily think that it really is. One of the most effective forms of humor on me is toilet humor. You know, I'll say it. I find it funny. I find poop very funny. And there's nothing you can do about that. We're sitting on a lot of eggs now. Call me chicken. I'll probably start doing globdines to balance it out. I'm actually just realizing we're also kind of stacking a lot of it up in the storage there. I mean, I could just force more people to work at this warehouse to clear it all out. I think it's mostly being taken into the central warehouse though, because that's got priority. This one isn't actually set up to store eggs. Probably should be. So I guess if that one actually does fill up, then might go for the hatchery. Excuse me? Oh, breeder. Yeah. I feel like I am at about that point as well. Although my meat production isn't huge, I feel like I'd want to get Baltic rollers before I did that. Alright, this carpenter makes spears. That's going to use quite a bit of stone, but that's fine. We have shed loads of the stuff. Do I still have an unassigned nobility? Yeah, I'm going to apply them to the woodcutters, which should get us to a much more balanced point with wood gathering. I should be selling livestock, I think, as well. Let's go ahead and just build more import and export over here. I can't believe how profitable it is just exporting wood. I'm making so... oh god. Yeah, I definitely haven't made the most of... Oh shit, we're fresh out of homes. So this is the point where I would normally think about... Sorry, I'm thinking whilst doing this, and it's causing me struggles, obviously. I would kind of consider... Man, why can't I think while I do this? Okay, hang on, I actually do want to remove this bottom section here. I would think about getting the basements unlocked. Just so that I can be space efficient, and now that I'm producing the things that it costs. Is this bug snacks? Yes, this is bug snacks. I also feel like I want to start upgrading services, but I don't think I actually need to. My dudes are happy. I should definitely start making clothing. So I probably need to get some cotton farms. I don't think you do have enough knowledge for it. I've got 95 knowledge right now. I can afford it. It only costs 30. I've just sat on knowledge from upgrades that I haven't spent. I should probably just put the innovation into unlocking the library, just so that I don't find myself needing it and not having enough to get it. Hey, I could probably upgrade my little training ground as well. It just costs some metal and it makes a pretty big difference. I'm going to do that. Have I ever played Cyberpunk? Yeah, I played it when it came out. Oh, I'm actually down on workforce right now. Yeah, I think I am going to have to face the awkward situation of employing a load of Kryptonian slaves to work in my cotton fields. Which is it's an awkward thing to do, that's for sure. But I think I'm going to do that. So let me kind of plan that out. So those guys are going to be a little bit more difficult when it comes to religion, because they do rather like... they like Krator, the different god. So if I just stole this little... let's call it a workers' housing complex. Put it there. And then swapped these out. Can't you have happy slaves? Yeah, totally. They're just a lot easier to make happy than, let's say, full citizens. Let's just make a little road down there. Now, Kryptonians really like torches, right? They want shit to be lit up proper good. I've never actually played a Kryptonian settlement. It seems like it would be an insanely easy early game and then suck later on. Torch. They do like torches. For some reason I thought it was like an insane thing that they needed big time, but what happened to the Sleepy Bugs playthrough? I had to knuckle down and work on a sponsored video really hard, so I didn't have the time to record any more of it. The playing Songs of Six Sleepy is not dead, but that save game might be dead. And unfortunately, I think that save game is, with new knowledge that I now have, possibly not viable for mid to late game anymore. Should I be building more fisheries? I feel like I should probably just... Well, okay, let's let the workforce resolve itself first. Oh, right, and also these guys should have spears. Spears, there you go. Is it worth... I think the full allocation is worthwhile, right? Have I tried the lizard people? No, not really. I thought about it, but very quickly went off the idea. Oh, hang on, what kind of homes do these guys like to live in? They are happier with wooden buildings. Can I do that on buildings in progress? It doesn't look like it. Is it insane if I just let them build it as stone and then turn it all into wood? I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, the Amevians, I got kind of turned off of them because I got influenced by the internet, basically. I was looking to start an Amevian playthrough, but I couldn't find a spot on the map where it didn't tell me that I hated stuff or something. I couldn't find a good spot for them on the map, so I googled something about it, and all I really found was a lot of people being like, yeah, they're kind of just not very good. They don't get enough from their bonuses. Sorry, you mentioned somebody in the chat there that it doesn't appear that I'm getting any gems or jewelry. That's because I haven't done that yet because I forgot about it. Naturally. So I don't think I want to build this whole thing yet because it's going to be a pretty enormous building project if I do. And even just this space could employ 214 miners. You could probably employ even more adults, but, you know. I think that would have been a pretty good joke if I didn't flub the line. Ever tried a hexagonal building style for high-density housing? Could be cool and bug-like. Yeah. Unfortunately, what it definitely does provide, in terms of cool bugginess... Sorry, I'd set this up to do the wrong thing. Although... it can actually be some like stone overflow because it really doesn't. I don't need that much gem storage. Realistically, or jewelry storage. the idea of having cool insectoid housing blocks is way, way cooler and nicer than the reality, is the way to put it. Just realizing I should probably make sure that there's wells and hearths at a lot of these industries, lest people die. Mind you, it's winter and it's 26 degrees out right now. Look at that, we've actually got 100% of the guards we would need to keep our slaves in check. That's probably why their submission is at 100%. I mean, it's only applying a 1.12 modifier, actually. Yeah, in some of my earlier playthroughs, I did all kinds of interesting shapes for the housing and tried to put it inside nice rounded structures, but it causes a lot of pain. It's not that bad, I'm overselling it. It's just, it's a lot of kind of manual, finicky building work, and trying to do that whilst still maintaining, like, a good level of efficiency and meeting all of the, like, service needs of the citizens is really difficult. Like, if this was my entire life, it was all I ever did, and I just could not get enough of it, then I would be probably putting the time in, don't get me wrong, but it's not the kind of thing I always have that level of patience for. So somehow egg has become by far and away our, like, main food source right now. I feel like I should build more fishers. And I'm not talking about anal fishers. But I sort of want to focus... Oh, by the way, sorry, somebody did say earlier I should be exporting livestock. And I kind of thought that I was, but I'm not for some reason. Oh, it's because the radius is not set to actually have any of my livestock storage within it. Well, now it is. I'm just going to build a road across there to bridge that gap. I do like seeing the guard patrols around the city. I think it adds a lot of nice flavour. I did unlock guard posts. I forgot to actually ever place any. But I mean, realistically, that's where I want them. Just staring them fleshy little humans down, day in, day out. Where's the center line for that building? There. You can put guard posts on top of fortifications, and it's really cool, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm gonna build some walls around the Cretonian shantytown, for lack of a better word. But yeah, not this one. Okay, right. What are we doing? What are we thinking? Who am I? Where am I? What have you done with my son? It's pretty good progress though for 4 hours and 40 minutes. Jesus Christ, this game is a time dilator. I do want to at least see the guard posts built. Is that facing the wrong way? Oh, that's weird. Why is there like fortifications at the back? Oh, so that... Right. Because there's the direction that they're not looking in. That makes sense now, actually, when you think about it. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. He's guarding. He's just looking at him like, yeah, don't even think about it. Don't even think about doing anything out untoward. Don't even think about it. Very good. So if I look at that now, yeah, they're guarding all right. You fuck about, you'll get eaten. I don't think you need those two that's next to the lab. No, but I mean, come on, look at them. Might not need them, but I like them. What we do need is another janitor, I think, because stuff's degrading over there. I guess I'll build it here. Alright, well I wanted to get this cotton stuff set up before I went, but I think I do need to call it because, yeah, it's closing in on 6. Dina needs a walk. I'll let them build it though so I can turn it into wood at the very least, because I'll forget about that otherwise. Let me just quickly also do this or I'll forget about it. This is for Cretonian slaves. Structures, replace, wood, and then just zoop. There you go. Alright, cool. Hello all, hello Hazzor. You arrived at the perfect time. I'm leaving. Goodbye. yeah, this was cool. Genuinely feel pretty good about this. Like, I feel like I learned a lot. So yeah, take it easy, you lot. I'll probably do more of this because I feel like I'm learning to play a lot better and a little bit more of this kind of teaching, and I will maybe finally be able to make the main channel video with this and move on with my life. As I said, cheers for tuning in. See you around. Bye-bye.